Good morning, friends. Happy Easter! I hope you're all having a great Easter so far. Did any of you guys get a visit from the Easter Bunny last night? I hope you did. We did at our house. What does the Easter Bunny usually do at your house when it comes to visit? At my house, when the Easter Bunny comes to visit, usually it brings little plastic eggs like this and leaves them all over our yard. And they're really fun to find. And they're really fun to open because usually inside there are treats, and the treats sometimes are made of chocolate, which is my favorite, so I love that. I do think it's kind of funny that the Easter Bunny leaves eggs because do bunnies lay eggs, you guys? Bunnies don't lay eggs, but many other animals lay eggs. What other animals can you guys think of that lay eggs? I'm thinking about chickens. They lay eggs. Lizards lay eggs. I love lizards. Did you guys know that? Not like iguanas, but like bearded dragon lizards. Ooh, I think those guys are so cute. Fish lay eggs. Crabs lay eggs. Spiders lay eggs. Can you imagine if we had an Easter spider instead of an Easter bunny? That wouldn't be quite as fun, would it? That'd be silly. Now, it's true that bunnies don't lay eggs. But bunnies do something else that's really important to the meaning of Easter. You know what bunnies do? Bunnies, when they have babies, they don't usually just have one baby. They have a whole bunch of babies. They have what's called a litter. Now, bunnies aren't the only animals that have litters. Can you guys think of other animals that have litters of babies? Cats have litters. And dogs have litters. The things that bunnies do is typically when they have their babies, when they have their litters, it's usually in the springtime, which is right now. Springtime is a time when we celebrate Easter, and it's a time when we celebrate life, new life. And so in the springtime, we see signs of life all around us. And I want to share some signs of life with you guys that some of you have shared with me this week. I'm going to start with this one. This one seems like an appropriate choice to start with. What do you see? Guys, this is a litter of bunnies that one of our Temple families shared with me this week. And I think I can count 6, maybe even 7 tiny little baby bunnies in that litter. And baby bunnies represent new life. I don't think the Easter Bunny can leave baby bunnies in our yard, which is why the Easter Bunny leaves eggs instead, because eggs also represent life. Here's another picture of those little bunnies as they've gotten a bit bigger. Okay, let me show you something else. What do you see? Flowers. These are new blooms on a bush in my backyard, and they're so beautiful. They're a sign and a reminder of new life. I got something else cool I want to show you. Someone sent me a picture of this week. What do you see? It's a bird's nest with a couple of eggs in it. Now, I knew I had another friend who had a bird's nest with eggs in it because I've seen it, and I'm pretty sure they had it last year too. And so something really cool happened. I asked him, I said, can you send me a picture of your bird's nest with your eggs? And guess what happened when they went to do it?
It's literally being born right now.
Just coming out of the egg.
The birds were hatching. The eggs were hatching and those tiny little baby birds were coming right out. Isn't that so cool? Here's one more picture that another friend sent me of signs of new life. This looks like a home that an animal was working on, finding a place to be, a burrow. And guys, all of these are reminders that God never stops creating. God is always making all things new, even us, even you and me. And it also reminds us of something important that Jesus wanted us to know. But you know who helps me understand what I'm trying to tell you guys? Princess Anna from Frozen 2. And you know why? Because here's what she said. She said, "Some things never change." And the reason that Princess Anna said that is because many things do change. So many things really do change. Those little tiny bunnies, guess what's going to happen to them? They're going to grow into big, big rabbits. They won't be babies next year. And you saw what was happening with the birds' eggs. They were already hatching and becoming babies. And what will happen when they learn to fly? They'll fly away. And do you know what their nest will look like once they do that? It'll be empty. The eggs will no longer be there. And here's what happens to the flowers on my bush in the backyard when they disconnect from the tree. We get a storm or the wind blows them hard. They fall to the ground and they wilt. Even Jesus changed, you guys. At Christmas time, we were talking about Jesus, the baby who was born in the manger in Bethlehem. And at Easter, we're talking about Jesus, the grown man who died on a cross in Jerusalem. So here's the question. If all these things that we can touch with our hands and see with our eyes, the birds and the plants and even our human bodies, if those things don't last forever, if those things do change, then what does last forever? What are those some things that Princess Anna says never change? You guys, what we learn from the Easter story and from Jesus is that the things that never change are love and joy and light. And even though this year's baby bunnies and this year's blooms and this year's birds are going to go on to become something new and different, next year we'll see more of them because God never stops creating. Okay, I have one more picture I want to show you today. This is going to be kind of a fun Easter surprise that I'm excited to share with you. What do you see? Now, in case you're not sure what you see, and this is kind of hard to see, this, you guys, is a picture of a human baby that is growing in my belly right now. So if I were a mama bird, this would be like an egg in my nest that, by the way, I expect to hatch in the middle of October. This is the little baby's head right here, and that's the hand up on its face, and here's the baby's body, and there's its feet and legs. You guys, it's a picture of new life. It's a reminder that the same love and joy and light that God used to make all of creation, the plants, the animals, you and me, the same love and joy and light that we learned about through Jesus, God is still using that to create and recreate and to make all things new. And that is why we celebrate Easter, because we're celebrating that those things never change and that love and joy and light are alive. All right, you guys, happy Easter. I love you. I miss you. I'm praying for you. I cannot wait to see you.